Do you know that your strongest identity, the identity that you truly believe is like such a beautiful, wonderful, big part of you? Do you know that that identity might be the exact thing that is holding you back in your business? This week, my beautiful co-creator, Valdi Ambrosio, she and I did our very unscripted, undeniable webinar on your identity and manifestation through your identity. And during that webinar, I shared a story about being independent. This has always been my absolute strongest identity that I have had from a very young age. I was an only child and I was fiercely independent. I did everything by myself and for myself. By the time it got into corporate life, I never relied on anyone whatsoever because I felt that I could do it better than someone. I wasn't very good at delegating. I did it better, I did it quicker, and I just wanted to do everything by myself. I was also taught to navigate international travel, right, from a really, really, really young age. And I started creating my own income by the age of 16 as well. I was a little Avon rep. And I wore my independence like an absolute badge of honor because it is such a strong trait. Everybody wants, entrepreneurial mindset in the corporate world. Everybody wants independence. No one wants to be in a codependent relationship or have a codependent, employee in corporate. I would research things alone. I'd solve problems alone. I would make decisions alone. And that is a beautiful trait for me to come into business with. Not only that, but I actually, when I came into human design 6 years ago, I found out through my, looking at my human design chart that I had mainly individual circuitry in my chart as well. I have two individual channels, the only two channels I have, the channel of struggle and the channel of inspiration. They are both individual channels. And these channels, the individual circuitry in the human design system, it is very, very singular. It's very independent. It's also a little bit weird and quirky as well, but it is about the one-to-one situation with me. Right. And I'm also a projector as well. So again, like there's more coming in here, more evidence that I am individual, independent. I do things by myself. But the truth is the last sort of like 6 months or so, maybe even a year, I've started to unclaim that very strong identity, that very capable identity, because I truly believe that in business, you cannot do business by yourself. We are surrounded by people who are in business for themselves. They are solopreneurs. They are, coaches or spiritual advisors, Pilates instructors, PTs. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but you're sole traders and you're doing it for yourself, by yourself. Yes, you might have VAs or OBMs or, somebody to help you, but there's so much conditioning that it is possible to do this by yourself, to be independent. But as you know, you cannot succeed by yourself. Once I saw that as a business owner, you do need people around you, not only cheering you on, but being a mirror to reflect that brilliance, to reflect the gaps, to reflect your absolute true alignment and where maybe you're not quite aligned. This is the key to your success, right? And I don't just mean networking here. I don't just mean, like popping into a Zoom networking event or popping down the road to, the local women's event. It's just so much more than that. So about 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago as well, I would actually voice note my friends and I'd be crying because I must be the worst projector in the world because nobody ever invited me. And that's not true. Some people did invite me, but I was growing my business extremely slowly because I felt like I was the worst projector in the world at that point. And obviously that is a bad identity to have. But relinquishing that independent identity about a year ago-ish, it didn't mean that that identity was incorrect my whole life. I am independent. I will die on a hill to say that I am independent. But just because you're independent doesn't mean that you can't ask for help, that you can't have support, that you can't put yourself in a room that enables you to independently be lifted up into your true and highest self, be transcended. But relinquishing that identity means that really I just open myself up to being able to work with others, to co creating with a force of nature that wasn't just me, right? Yes, I can co create with the universe and spirit and God and whatever else is that I have within my superconscious activations or just whoever I have like here with me, right? But co-creation actually can also come through, the real physical 3D people that we connect with as well. And when I stepped into a group mastermind full of women who I thought were going to be like, well, they are like the most amazing people who would really pull me up, all on different walks of life, all on different stages of business. This really helped me to just let myself go, let myself be seen from all angles, to be that mirror to reflect back to me on like, what was happening and like why I was feeling this way, etc. And all of a sudden, my visibility grew. My revenue absolutely imploded. It was incredible how much I put my prices up as well, of course. And I this started to happen for me very, very recently. And it's because I'm not doing it alone anymore. I'm in business alone, although that's just about to change because I'm co creating one of these amazing rooms with my co creator, Valdi Ambrosio. But right now, my success is still my success. But it's because I'm not doing it alone. And this identity that has been deeply ingrained in me since childhood, that is, and that was the key to me unlocking my next level. So I want to ask you guys, do you have this really beautiful, strong, wonderful identity that you have of yourself? That actually, if you look at it very closely, it might be the exact reason that this is like holding you back in your next level and your next, level of revenue, for example. So one of the biggest ones that I like to, just put out there to people, just in case they want to start thinking about this and their cogs start turning, is if you identify with yourself as an introvert, is this holding you back? I am an introvert, so therefore I can't be on video. I am an introvert, so therefore I can't do la 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 all the time. Right. I can do it alone, obviously, that's kind of my story. I'm responsible, right? I'm the responsible one. If you really look at that, could that be the reason that you are holding yourself back from making some kind of investment that really, really pulls you up? And suddenly the responsible one becomes the responsible but a millionaire one, right? Because you've kind of like dropped that responsibility, you become slightly less risk averse, and you've just gone, wow, okay, I'm gonna be a little bit irresponsible, take a risk, live life, bring joy into it. Um, Another identity, I'm too loud or I'm too much, right? This is something that a lot of us really, really resonate with. As a child, we might be told, you shouldn't be laughing that much, you shouldn't be playing that much, you shouldn't be so loud, stop running around like crazy. All of these things, have you, been sort of like told that actually you are to something? I'd love for you guys to let me know what you think, what your identity, what that really strong identity is. Yeah. And see if you can just pick it apart and see where you can kind of just relinquish that identity just a little bit, step at a time. I also would love to tell you guys about the elevated room that I am now co-creating with Val D'Ambrosio. She is the most amazing, alive and true 3-5 sacral manifesting generator. She is American. She's based over in Mexico. So we are making this elevated room truly international. And together, we are creating a 6-month high level mastermind for the woman who is really ready to let go of that old identity and really manifest and create and live a very abundant and true life. You don't have to be in business to come and work with us on the elevated room, but we are going to be helping you with the two modalities that we really, really love, which is astrology and human design. And not only do you get the group, sort of like leadership that we have together, but we also give you human design and astrology readings. We've got various somatic practices and also various courses that you can access as well that will really help you to step into your next level identity. The elevated room is actually only application. Okay, so I will drop the link in the show notes, but please feel free to take a look at all of the information that we have out there for the elevated room. And if you apply, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have chosen to come on. If you apply, it just means that you get to come and meet Val and myself on a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 basis. And we get to have a chat and see whether it is the right thing for you. If you want to see how Val and I work together really beautifully, then I highly suggest that you check out the latest masterclass that we did this week, which is called Undeniable. And it really helps you to understand how your identity is really attached to manifestation. So I hope that you have enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Let me know what identity that you are potentially holding on to that is strong, that is good, but it might be something that is holding you back a little bit. Let me know in the comments below or send me an email. And thank you for watching.